Okay, hello everybody. Says we're live. Well, it says we're live, but I'm recording so I can put it on. But anyway, I don't know if anybody else has been having a little problem with their technology, but I've been having quite a time with mine. However, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody that's new and everybody that's returned. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I love your comments and it's always a thrill to have people subscribe. Most of you know that. But anyway, if you don't, well, it's free anyhow. And it's a lot of fun to have people subscribe. And if you want to know when the next one comes up, ring the little bell. I do different things, but the bell will ring probably for whatever. I don't know how to set that any other way, but you might. Anyway, today we got number 44. This is May the 29th, 2020. Okay, first get that up there. And we drew number 44, the goddess Bastet and Cat's Eye. Sacred Pleasure, Crystal Goddesses, 888. And I draw this and then I put up an abridged uh, reading just a little bit up on Instagram first, and then I put it all up on here, and also the shorter one, the abridged reading, up on here. But I have to draw it before I can do the full reading, so then we have it here, and that's what we got. And the goddess Bastet is an Egyptian goddess of the home. It's the Egyptian goddess of the home, domesticity, women's secrets, cats, fertility, and childbirth. Now, she was the daughter of the sun god Ra and associated with the concept of the eye of Ra, the all-seeing eye, and Ra is R-A. And the distant goddess, a female deity who leaves Ra and returns to bring transformation. So that's who Bastet is. Okay. So I looked her up just to see who she was because I don't know the goddesses. I don't know if you do or not, but I don't. Anyhow, so first we'll look up number 44. No, we won't look up number 44. We'll look up the crystal goddesses. First, we'll look up the goddesses. There's the angel, there's the master. There we go, the goddesses. We'll do them first. And I know I'm doing this. The goddesses are the same for every goddess card, but my memory is such that I can't remember it. And in case you didn't catch it, then I'll do it again. And if you want to, you can, of course, fast forward through it. Who are the goddesses in this deck? And I'm reading out of the guidebook that comes with the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck from Alana Fairchild. And if I can remember, I will try to drop her link down below in the description. And if I don't remember, it's just www.alanafairchild, so it's not that hard. Okay, and she has all of these. She's got the decks, and she's got the 888 and the 444 and the 333 numbers, and just tremendous amount of information there, and books and whatnot, and classes. And if you are so inclined, I'm not an affiliate or anything. I'm not getting paid, but I just think it's pretty neat, and I think these have lovely messages, and I like them. So, who are the goddesses in this deck? They work for me. Goddesses are real forces and can appear in many guises. In their teachings, it is said they will sometimes shapeshift into animal form, taking on the guise of a dog or a cat and the like. Gaia is certainly known to pass on messages and guidance through her animal friends. The goddesses will also speak to us through books and teachings. If there is something I have written in a message that feels like it really speaks to you, in that it vibrates at a level of truth that seems so perfectly appropriate for what you are experiencing, you can be sure that the divine feminine is reaching out to you through those particular words. It doesn't matter if those words can be read by someone else and even resonate for someone else too. If they are clicking for you, then she had them written by me for you, and that's that. The goddesses serve the divine feminine plan of love. They help men and women and support all of life. They are messengers of love from the universe, each with their own particular wisdom and power to help us fulfill our divine destiny this lifetime. When you call on them using the words in this deck, you will be calling their helpful grace into your life through unconditional love, which is a very powerful and safe way to work with their energy. Okay, so now we'll go and look up the numbers down here, the goddess numbers. 888. 888 is the goddess numbers here. This sounds funny that 888 is. What is 888? The 8 vibration speaks of mastery, power, authority, strength, and leadership. These might seem to be masculine qualities, and in a sense they are, but it is through feminine wisdom that these qualities become refined to the point that they serve love rather than seek to dominate through fear. Both men and women can learn how to master this expression of power and wisdom to serve love. It is a new consciousness emerging on the planet so that humanity can thrive rather than destroy life. The message of 888 is to trust you have enough power and wisdom to be a powerful, loving light in the world, to help others from a position of surrendered spiritual authority. The 888 vibration celebrates the gifts of spirit in the material world in such a way that the world becomes sacred to us. We experience the divine presence, the divine mystery, and divine beauty through awakening in our bodies in this world. We start to see and know the divine as very real and up close and personal. Excuse me a minute. Yeah. You're in Obey. Would you like out to? Okay. Sorry about that. The vibration of embodied divine enlightenment is encoded in this deck, but is particularly emphasized in the 18 cards included in the Crystal Goddesses 888 suit. So, that's that one. And that's what the 888 is. Now we'll look up the 44 because it is the number 44. And here we go. 44, Goddess Bastet, and Cat's Eye. Well, the cat is one of the things that the goddess is known for. The picture of the goddess is the one with the cat head. You can look it up. You can Google it, and it'll show you. Sacred pleasure. We bring you the empowerment of sacred pleasure. It is said that the spirit had to be enticed into the body to give up its complete freedom and willingly take on an experience of limitation that could lead to divine growth. It needed the deal to be sweetened. So music was created, music that could only be felt and expressed through the body. Spirit jumped in like a flash and life was created. There is more life that can be created in you and your world. Although there are undoubtedly struggles as a natural part of opening up to more life, there is divine sweetness too. That is the gift of sacred pleasure. This is a pleasure that gives you joy in your aliveness. It is innocent, sensual, and life affirming. It is time for you to receive more of this. The oracle says it's time to put a little sugar in your bowl. Cool. That sounds lovely. Pleasure and pain are part of the dance of life. Okay. You can enjoy pleasure without fearing you'll become addicted to it and no longer be able to bear your pain. In fact, knowing you have access to genuine, natural pleasure can be a way to manage pain more effectively. Excuse me. It might seem strange, but there can be an addiction to pain just as much as an addiction to pleasure. Perhaps even more so considering the state of most people's lives these days. Pain has its rightful place in life, but pleasure does too. For many people, there's actually pain that arises when they first learn how to feel genuine pleasure. Confusion, shame, guilt, and fear of being lazy can enter the mind and cause tension in the body, making it difficult to let go and be in an experience of enjoyment. Pleasure is a form of release. It is about surrender and letting go into the moment. When there is a yearning for pleasure, whether it be the healthy, conscious expression of playfulness or the addictive craving for an artificial high, the deeper part of you is letting you know you've wound yourself up too tight. You are trying to control yourself rather than learn to identify and meet your needs in a healthy way. The stronger and more destructive the yearning for pleasure becomes, because whilst healthy pleasure creates energy, addictive pleasure depletes your life force and free will. The more you know your being is reacting against a degree of control you are trying to impose on yourself. You may then try to control yourself more in an effort to overcome the yearning for pleasure, but it's just going to inflame the inner battle further. The way most addictive personalities release the inner tension of this battle is to then go to the other extreme by acting out of control in a destructive manner. Then there is shame, judgment, and recrimination, and the whole cycle starts again. This is exhausting to the body and the mind. The way to shift out of the inner battle for and against your own pleasure is to begin by realizing the difference between control and loving, firm holding. Control is an attempt at suppression and denial based on fear and lack of acceptance. Loving, firm holding provides a sense of safe and healthy discipline, but it does not repress any need or desire. It accepts and acknowledges all needs and then chooses the most loving way to meet them with consciousness and presence. It is free from shame, self judgment, guilt, and self hatred. It is based on self respect and loving the body and mind enough to care for them rather than try to control and dominate them from a fearful place. As you shift from control to loving, firm holding of yourself, you become able to accept pleasure into your life in many more ways. You feel more open and responsive to life and its sensual beauty, and your body and mind can be nourished out of a pain based way of living into a lifestyle that allows for more sacred pleasure. The joy this creates can sustain and strengthen you for the times when there is pain you need to move through in order to grow, rather than pain being your everyday experience. It then becomes a phenomenon that comes into your life and then moves on once the purpose of it, your healing and growth, has been fulfilled. This oracle comes to you with healing guidance. The universal mother knows you have suffered and wants to sweeten your deal. If you allow her, she will assist you in purging the self loathing that has placed you in a painful bind of fear based control. She will help you love yourself so you can experience the sacred pleasure your life is meant to bring to you. If you have already done this, we'll start back here. If you have already done this work on yourself and find that bringing sacred pleasure to others through your loving consciousness is part of your life's mission and soul purpose, spelled SOUL, soul purpose, the Oracle brings you confirmation of this. There is value in teaching strength, and there is value in providing a safe way for others to experience the sacredness of pleasure as an act of loving life. Alrighty then. Now we come to the healing process. To integrate this guidance, you may like to say this invocation now. I call upon the crystal angel of Cat's Eye and Goddess Bastite, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing empowerment of sacred pleasure. I ask for your healing grace through unconditional love to help me release any consciously or unconsciously held self hatred, self loathing, and lack of self respect now. I choose to offer up the loving grace of the Universal Mother. Any pattern or belief system connected to fear based control and inhibition. I wish to love and respect myself to be able to receive the sacred pleasure that is my divine inheritance. Through divine mercy and my own free will, so be it. If you wish to further integrate this guidance, hold the oracle card with the mandala image facing outward at the sacral chakra at your lower belly beneath your belly button. Relax and breathe in and out several times. Then say aloud, I choose of my own free will through this and any lifetime and through all layers of my entire being to thoroughly release, forgive, and disconnect from any experience, memory, or associated belief system connected to shaming, guilt, judgment, and fear of pleasure, as well as any experience or belief system that supports self loathing and fear based control and inhibition. I forgive myself and others completely. I am an amazing being. With divine compassion and my own strength, I shall heal my body, mind, and soul as I enter into the delights of sacred pleasure as an act of reverence for divine creation. Through divine empowerment and unconditional love, so be it. Hold the oracle card flat between your palms so you can place your hands in prayer position with the oracle card between them. And by the way, you can working with the gemstone actually is more powerful probably than working with the cards. So if you happen to have a cat's eye, you can do the same thing with a cat's eye. Okay, it's a way to focus as much as anything. And also with the actual gem, um, gems tend to amplify if you can focus on them. They just help to amplify things, especially crystals. May divine love, bow your head and say, may divine love bring a capacity for conscious, sacred pleasure to all living beings. May all hearts be freed from hatred and fear. According to divine mercy, grace, and in service to the divine feminine wisdom evolving through humanity at this time, so be it. You can finish your healing process with this affirmation said aloud 3 times. I revel in sacred pleasure as the divine sweetens my deal, putting some sugar in my bowl. I revel in sacred pleasure as the divine sweetens my deal, putting some sugar in my bowl. I revel in sacred pleasure as the divine sweetens my deal, putting some sugar in my bowl. And that is that for now. Um, I don't have a y'all have a lovely day. If you enjoyed that, I'm glad. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have another one. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. That's always great to hear. Um, I know that I've had a little noise during this, but that's the way it goes. I do this at home. So I'll talk to you all later. Have a lovely day. Bye bye for now.